A new race is dawning on the horizon. It is mutating and preparing the new era. This race will not get bogged down in vain speeches, terrorist acts, and excesses of all sorts. These distant times are inexorably in the offing. Pray for the advent of this better world. Babuji.
The school is inspired by a story called Toto Chan. Toto Chan is a beautiful idyllic book written by a Japanese child who lived during the Second World War about her school. It is not about the philosophy, it's really a story of endearing love the headmaster had for the children, and that's how the school came about. And the headmaster didn't have the means, so he had taken an abandoned railroad carriage and put it on a large playground, and there was a school. In fact, this child writes about how many of those children became people who have really shaped Japan in a way, and traces the story of each child who went to that school, and the inspiration from that story stays. And therefore the idea of a school built on a railroad carriage is an image that stayed with me for the longest of time. And from there comes the name Yellow Train.
School education, which is the foundation to enter into any higher learning of education, it is good that if it has strong fundamentals. Our trust has come forward to establish a school under the ICSE pattern, which is unique in itself. Under this pattern, the children will be able to bring their inborn talent much more than any other system.
The uniqueness of Yellow Train rests primarily in three areas. One, the uniqueness of the learning space itself. And there is room for inspiration, there is room for beauty, there is room for diversity. There is an agricultural land, and there are animals, and there is an artisan's village. Two, in terms of the curriculum, a blended approach of bringing in the best of two boards. One is the ICSE board and the other is IGCSE, the London Board of Exams. So the child has access to a superior curriculum and board. And the most important in my mind is that the entire school is founded on love for children. And that will make all the difference.
Imagine that you've been given a ball of clay to mold a vessel. Now, if you use that clay for purposes other than to make a vessel, it would ultimately lead to the vessel either being unfinished or weak in parts. And that is exactly what happens to a child during the first 7 years, when a lot of cognitive or head-based concepts are brought into practice. At Yellow Train, we believe that awakening the will of the child in the first 7 years is of critical importance. And music, movement, rhythm, all those processes are brought into practice to awaken the will or the limbs of the child, and therefore leading to the cognitive development in the later years.
What is the role of a school or a teacher in a child's life? The school and the teacher go hand in hand in helping a child to learn many subjects, prepare themselves, learn music, arts. All this, the school does contribute a lot. But is that alone enough? And to quote Rudolf Steiner, he says, like, the role of a class teacher is not just to teach subjects, but also to care deeply for the emotional well-being of the child. To know about the child's inner world, what he or she feels, what his likes are, what his dislikes, his fears. So she has to take that extra effort and to know the child as a human being and to build a bond which is based on love and trust. And the child is more open to receive whatever it is. At Yellow Train, we use the Waldorf methodology to deliver the academic content. So to illustrate, maybe if I want to teach them multiplication of 4 tables, they will have lots of movement and singing and rhythm, where like we'll be using bamboo sticks for counting and skip counting, and then we'll be using dandiya sticks for playing in a particular rhythm, which will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So actually the child's entire body would be engaged in learning the 4 table. They'll be stamping at the count rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4. And they'll be passing around ball or any material again in the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. So through various ways, child's body movement will totally take in like what we are going to learn next inside the classroom. Then we go into the classroom and there will be some material kept there through which the concept is again presented. For multiplication, we have a multiplication wheel, which is very much a Waldorf tool, in which the child does the 4 table in a very artistic way. And then the transfer comes into the paper, where the teacher would be giving them some already pre-designed worksheets, where she would be just recording whatever has been learnt already. So here, like, whatever the concept is taught is not just an abstract concept. It's made real and first-hand experience for the child.
Nature has a very important place at Yellow Train. That's why we start every day. The morning starts with verses that awakens a sense of reverence in the child for nature. And nothing else can awaken this sense of reverence for nature in a child the way farming does. And that's exactly why we put farming as a main lesson block and not merely a subject that is read about or observed, but actively participated and experienced.
When Rabindranath Tagore conceived Shantiniketan, and there was this person who went to him and offered him land, and apparently Tagore told him that if the choice for you was to whether you would give me your 20 acres of land or whether you would send your daughter to study at Shantiniketan, I would ask of you the second, because the land would come, but I need people who would trust in the ideology and give your life and your children to the ideology.
The school, which is situated in a rural atmosphere, will help a lot in making the child as a full-fledged person when they come out of the school. And it is going to be unique, and I'm sure the school will gain popularity among the Coimbatore society.
I am blooming like a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am soft